Initial takeaway from you, anything that kind of stood out the most?
Well, I talked about it a little bit yesterday, them being +9 in the non-shade minutes, and then, in the second half, we just got blitzed, 32-14, 7 turnovers. They shot 14 free throws during that stretch. So we'll look at lineups, we'll look at everything, try to figure out how we can be better in those minutes.
You said you expected Austin to have a bounce back. What did you see from him tonight?
I thought he did a good job, touching the paint, and those touch shots were there tonight. Got some good looks from three. He played a solid game. Obviously, he had 5 turnovers, but everybody on our team had turnovers. You can start seeing like some trends here, and we probably need to go back to the 2 keys we had against Houston, which is take care of the ball and box out, because it's not on high volume, but they've killed us in both games. Every time they've gotten an offensive rebound, they've scored.
JJ, you got a technical in the first half. Multiple players had really long, extended conversations with refs. What was sort of at the core of those frustrations tonight?
Yeah, I sarcastically said the other day they were the most disruptive team without fouling. They have a few guys that foul on every possession, and all the good defenses do. SGA gets like I don't even know, a touch foul, I guess, on the drive. There was a stretch where 4 straight possessions, our guys got absolutely clobbered trying to make an entry pass to Jackson, and Jalen Williams is grabbing his jersey with both arms. That's a turn. They're hard enough to play. They're hard enough to play. You've got to be able to just call it if they foul, and they do foul.
Along those lines, LeBron has, I think, taken 5 free throws here in 2 games. What have you seen him be like attacking and downhill, and are you surprised he hasn't been able to get to the line more?
Well, he gets clobbered on that one, with Jalen Williams coming over trying to block the shot when he spun baseline on Dort. That was in that stretch as well. LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that are built like LeBron, it's hard for them. But he gets clobbered, and he got clobbered again tonight a bunch, and that's not like a new thing. That's not specific to this crew or this series. He gets fouled a lot. That doesn't happen. Guy gets hit on the head more than any player I've seen on drives, and it rarely gets called. So,
do you think composure was a factor at all, or do you think because of the kind of the blatant things you're talking about, there's no other way to react than to point out?
Oh, no. But our guys were so good tonight, just staying together and poised. That's the emotion's part of basketball. And I think some of the reason they're officiated the way they are is because they don't show emotion. And that's a credit to them. They've really taken the emotion out of the game. They're super tight-knit. They don't complain to the officials. And they, maybe they're the beneficiaries of that. I don't know.
JJ, yesterday you were talking about the non-SGA minutes, how you had to win those minutes or be even. First half you won them, and then he goes out with that 4th foul, 10:53 left in the 3rd quarter, and then I think it was -18 for you guys with SGA not on the floor. I know the refs part of that, but what do you attribute that to?
I'm just letting you know how the game was officiated. It's not that we didn't lose because of the refs. That's never the case. You don't lose because of refs. You lose because the other team outplays you. Oklahoma City outplayed us.
They shot 13 free throws, I think, in that stretch I'm talking about.
And a lot of them were fouls. But again, we're not putting 2 on the ball in that stretch, and so we've just got to be better, and we'll look how we can be better on both ends.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Luke, having seen OKC in the court now for 2 games, what are the things that you can take as you go back to LA? Do you feel like are the biggest areas of focus to try and turn the series around?
Yeah, they do a good job of capitalizing on turnovers. Obviously, that's going to be a big thing for us. We knew that going into it, their physicality, and we got to stay poised, under control when they go on those runs. And I think we've done a pretty good job of it overall, but it's going to take a full game, full 48 minutes. We've been in great positions throughout the game, taking the lead into halftime, which is huge. But again, we need to take care of the ball, get great looks down the floor each time when we can, and try to capitalize on those.
Your rotations have been a little different in each game, but the second group that they come in with kind of the three guards, they're really fast. They've had some success in both games. What have you seen from that OKC group, and where could that be? Where could adjustments come?
Yeah, I mean we got to be ready and prepared, and those guys come in. They're a spark for them on the floor, and we know that. We know what they can do, and it's on us to. Try to be better, especially when Shea's out of the game. They've won those minutes, and that's on us. It's on me, and we have to be better with that and try to take them out when we can.
Yeah, that was really my question: is when Shea's not on the court, how do you guys take advantage of those minutes and try to not let them extend the leads?
Yeah, I mean we need to up our physicality. Obviously, we've been putting two guys on Shea a lot, and kind of letting some of those guys get open looks. But when Shea is off the floor, we really got to sit down and guard and try to take some of those guys out. And our physicality has to go up another level, and we know that. And it's something we'll definitely talk about and hopefully figure out.
Luke, you guys are trying to avoid a 3-0 deficit Saturday night at home. How do you keep the officiating, the game within the game, all that stuff from being more of a factor than it needs to be in order to achieve what y'all needed to do to get back in the series?
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't make the calls or anything like that. We need to stay in the game, keep our head in the game, and be poised, under control, and obviously it's a game of runs. We know that, and we can't let calls or mistakes, turnovers affect how we play and how we've game planned and how we execute. I mean that's on us to give effort and just be ready at all times. So I mean we got to go home and protect home court. We've done a decent job of that so far in the playoffs, and that's just got to be our mindset.
Luke Austin's been kind of easing his way back in after he was gone for a while. Just what did you see from him at the career high playoff career high in scoring tonight for him?
I mean that's who we need Austin to be, and I mean even though he missed some shots last game, like he was aggressive and he just got back into it. I mean he got thrown right into the fire, playing a lot of minutes right away, and that's not easy to do. I mean I know a lot of people can think it's easy to just come back and play a basketball game, but at this level, what he's done last series and now it's impressive, and we need him to continue to be aggressive, and he's such a good teammate and easy to play with, and it's good to see him have a really good game, and again just hopefully gives him confidence going into the next one.
Luke, there was clearly a lot of frustration with the officials tonight. Saw Austin having dialogue with one of the officials post-game. How do you guys prevent that from boiling over into Game 3, or do you guys use that as fuel going into Game 3, trying to avoid going down 0-3?
Hopefully, we don't think about it too much. I mean, this game's over. Obviously, we need to talk about it, figure some things out, but we got to move on to the next one, go home and protect home court, and hopefully it gives us a little motivation, a little fuel to be ready to go and be a little bit more physical when we get back home.
Luke, I know it's a difficult question to ask after going down 2-0 in a series, but you guys led at halftime, had a 5-point lead in the third quarter. What are those things that you're doing well and the team's doing well in those moments, getting some success against the Thunder, that you do need to kind of put an exclamation point on in Game 3?
Yeah, I mean I think we shared the ball pretty well. When we get looks at the basket, I mean we're getting pretty good looks. And then again, it's just turnovers. They go on. Like I said, they capitalize on those turnovers really well. That's how they kind of jumpstart those runs. And they're the defending champs. Like it's tough to come back into it. But I mean we've stayed poised and under control throughout the game for the most part. Obviously, like I said, we were right there throughout the game there in that third quarter. But again, when Shea was out, they kind of went on another little run, and we got to find ways to hopefully slow them down a little bit. Last question.
Look, in that third quarter, there was like 3 lengthy reviews by the officials. They were looking at, a challenge. They were looking at a flagrant call. Do those disrupt your guys' rhythm in the flow of the game, especially, you guys went up 5 and then they take like 5 minutes to disrupt. Can that disrupt you guys, in the flow that you're in at that time?
I don't want to. I mean, it shouldn't. I don't think it should. If anything, it gives us a chance to really stay together and stay connected and talk about some things. And I thought we did that overall. Obviously, it took a little while, but yeah, we stayed connected. We were over there talking some things out and trying to figure some things out there in that quarter. But yeah, again, it should just be an opportunity for us to be together more.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
They went on runs, and you guys were able to counter and just be resilient and hang in. I think 3 different 7-0 runs. Where has that come from this team all year, and where did you feel like in the fourth when you tried to go to it? What was OKC able to do?
I mean, we played well in spurts. We had some really good minutes up and obviously through 3. We was able to take a 5-point lead in the third quarter, and then they made a run, obviously. In the fourth quarter, they kept scoring. They were really good, but exploiting matchups and things of that nature. But we had a good game plan. We tried to execute that close to 48 minutes. I just didn't get it done.
Them forcing turnovers is what they do better than anybody. You guys know you have to not turn the ball over. When a team is that good at it, what is it? Just you have to be that much sharper, and then how does that play out in these first 2 games?
I don't know. We've had opportunities. I think offensively we've had some really good looks. Some of them haven't went down, gotten to the paint. We've had some turnovers. Today it wasn't that many where it was like careless turnovers. Some of them was being aggressive, and be okay with that.
When we spoke to JJ post-game, he was pretty irate about the officiating. We saw you have some discourse with the refs as the game went on. How do you feel like the officiating was a factor in those runs that they were able to put together?
We're down 2-0.
JJ said that of all superstars that you have the worst whistle that he's ever seen. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
When you were talking about that run in the third quarter, SGA goes out with his 4th foul, 10:50 left. You guys are up 5. And then, I guess, without SGA on the floor, the MVP, they go on that big run. Why has the non-SGA minutes in this series so far not gone the way you guys want?
Are they not good when he's not on the floor?
Yeah, you guys are minus 12.
No, I'm saying, are they not still good when he's not on the floor?
They're better than when he's off.
So they're just doing what they've been doing, right?
But what are your conversations like? You one of the stars of this league. When you talk to referees, was the conversation back with you entertained? Anything at all that as you satisfied with their answers?
No.
What's your bet?
Yeah. All right.
You guys obviously are down 2-0 here. Did some things really well in these 2 games. What are the things that you think you can build on? Where are the biggest areas you think that there's real room to make up?
I think tonight, we did a good job with our first defense. We got a clean glass. We got to do a better job. We let Chet get some offensive rebounds and some putbacks, either get to the free throw line or get some putbacks. Versus a team like that, you can't, give up second chance points. We did a great job in the Houston series of, as the series went on, of being better at that. So we got to do a better job of hitting, and not allowing them to get second chance points. We're able to hold a team like that to a first stop. I think we can get better at that.
Are those baskets, especially when you're playing a team where you have to be so close to perfect, are those extra deflating, the game plan length?
Yeah, they can be. It all depends when it happens, at what point in the game it happens, so they can be.
What did you see from Austin? He had a playoff career high. I know the game doesn't go in your guys' favor, but him getting in a role offensively, what were you saying from him?
Austin being Austin.
What's the takeaway from this game 1 and game 2 together as you guys head back to Los Angeles?
I think we had a chance even tonight, first game too, but today was the closest I think we got to. Especially we played really good in the first half. I think we been focused on Shea a lot, but we gotta give all these other guys more respect. They're great players. They're making all the plays while Shea wasn't there. He only played 27 minutes. Other guys made good plays. I think we gotta start more talk about those guys.
Hey, Rui, you mentioned about how Shea, not that he was a non-factor, but you guys were competitive in the game with him on the floor. Where did you feel like this game got away in terms of him being off the floor and the Thunder even erasing leads that y'all had or expanding deficits that y'all were in?
I think we gotta keep the intensity, even he's out, we played little, because we know double teaming nobody, but, only Shea. So when he, get off the court, I think we kind of relaxed a little bit. We still have to keep our intensity up. All these guys, really, they can make plays. And it's small stuff, the rebounds and all that. We gotta get those. We can't have little mistakes.
Rui, you talked about how you had a chance in both of these games. Just what parts are the most kind of encouraging that you've done and that you can take into Game 3 when you go back home?
We for sure we bigger than them. We can use our physicality. Especially coming off of, we just beat the Rockets. They're one of the most physical team in the NBA. So we gotta use them more. I think that's our advantage. Especially Braun. Me, Marcus. Da. We can punish them. The paint, but I think we're struggling. Getting the ball to the paint. Right now. So yeah, we gotta find a way.
It's rare to see AR that upset at the referees. How do you feel like that was a factor in tonight's game?
I can't say crazy, but yeah, it's that's how it is right now. We especially in the first half, we are struggling. The getting cold or not. Yeah, it's tough if you play like it's a different game.
Rui, what is that balance between being frustrated, potentially at a call, and then also trying to remain focused on, the goals, especially against a team that has such high efficiency that the Thunder does?
I mean, we can't control the referees, so we really can't do anything about it. So yeah, we just gotta pray through. They're the defense championship. They give them respect, whatever. It's just we can't do anything about it.
八村選手としてはこのプレーオフずっと、今日も含めて安定したプレー続けていると思うんですけれども、次の試合に向けて調整するところがあるとすればどういうところになりますか？
ミステイクが多いのかなと思いますね。特にシェイが出てない時、その時に僕らがリラックスしてるのか分かんないんですけど、そのシェイ以外の人たちにリズムを持ってかれて、そこで得点とか取られたり、ディフェンスでいいプレーをされたりしてるので、そこを意識しなきゃいけない、もっと意識した方がいいんじゃないかなと思います。
この2戦を通してチームとして戦える感触やどのような手応えを感じていらっしゃいますか？
そうですね、フィジカルとかそういうところでは僕ら負けてないと思うので、そこをもっと生かしてやっていけばいいんじゃないかなと。
I think was the ultimate difference in the game?
Third quarter. I don't know.
The kind of end of the third quarter run?
22-36 in the third quarter without Shea on the floor. I think that was the game.
JJ talked about maybe trying to get back to the points of emphasis against Houston and not just the turnovers, but in the rebounding. You felt like some of those offensive rebounds, even though there weren't a ton, were impactful. Did you see that on the floor as well?
Yeah, I mean, we had 20 turnovers for 28 points. 26, 21 turnovers for 20 turnovers for 28 points. It's hard to win games like that.
We don't see you that visibly frustrated with officials that often. You had two pretty extended interactions today. What had you so frustrated?
I felt like I was respectful to all of them all night. I mean, there's a million times in the past I've said way worse stuff. And when we were doing the whole tip ball, when they were switching spots, I wanted to get on the other side because they had a guy on the other side who was just trying to keep an advantage. And he turned around and just yelled at my face. I just thought it was disrespectful. The whole time that was going on over there, I don't think he said much to them. I think stepped in and said something. But at the end of the day, grown men, and I just didn't feel like he needed to yell in my face like that. I told him that. I wasn't disrespectful. I told him if I did that to him first, I would have got a tech. I feel like the only reason I didn't get a tech is because I knew he was in the wrong. So, I felt disrespected.
JJ talked before the series just about the amount of physicality they play with, the whistle that they get. How have you guys handled their physicality through 2 games? What do you think you can do better?
Yeah, it just starts with turnovers. I think you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have turnovers. Just trying to eliminate the live ball turnovers where they get easy, fast break layups or threes or dunks. Try to limit those, and they're going to grab and hold. I think they're top 5 in basically all defensive stats and 23rd or 24th in fouls called on them per game. So they do a really, really good job of not fouling, and they get a lot of deflections, steals, stuff like that. So you just got to clean that up.
How did your legs feel today?
Last question.
Great.
Were there any areas of the court that you were looked to on film or looked to get to that just allowed you to kind of get your rhythm? And where did you feel like that built throughout the night?
Nah, just play basketball.